Well, salutations, kindred spirits. Greetings to all the magic students, and welcome to another online sleight of hand learning experience. Today we're talking things cups and balls, but more specifically we're talking about the balls, and more specific than that, ways to vanish your spherical objects. And in this video today I have no less than 10 ways to vanish your balls and cups and balls. Hey, let's get started with this lesson now. All right, before we get to the vanishes, let me describe briefly the finger palm. This is the concealment, the main palm we'll be using in the follow-ups to the vanish technique, and it's pretty easy here, just as the second and third fingers naturally curl in. Here's the over-the-shoulder view. The fingers curl in gently one after the next, creating a natural appearance. Generally, you'll be holding another object when you execute the finger palm. Maybe it's a cup, maybe it's a wand, and we'll get to more of that information later. But yeah, that's the palm you'll need, the finger palm. All right, the first vanish we'll discuss is often advocated for beginners. I don't think it's really the best vanish for the cups and balls, but it's here for completeness. And this is the French drop, or le tourniquet en français. And to do this simple technique, you just hold the ball at the tips of your first and second fingers, and as your other hand appears to take it, you let that ball secretly drop into your finger palm position. The other hand will then close into a fist and then move away, because we always move the clean hand first, and in this case, in doing the French drop, our clean hand is the pretender, the false taker, and it moves away first. This allows our palming hand to move away in the shadows, grabbing our extra object to conceal the palm as we reveal the vanish. This is the French drop. I'll give it to you over the shoulder. This classic technique, again, right at the fingertips. A lot of times magicians present it this way. I tend to get it a little bit on a side view here, then the hand comes in front. As that happens, the ball drops down. This hand moves away. We go to grab our wand or our cup. Maybe it's another ball, and that's how you do the French drop. So while the French drop is a false taking action, I generally prefer a false placement. This is where we would pretend to place the object from one hand into another, and the one you're seeing here is a simple finger palm vanish. I think this is actually the oldest trick in the book, described in Reginald Scott's Discovery of Witchcraft. And to execute this, just as you turn your hand over, your thumb lands on the ball, and the other hand closes as though it has received it. And here's a tip too, another tip on receiving the spheres. Keep your hand closed in like a bulbous fashion, right? If you held a ball, it wouldn't be like this or like this. Think about if you're holding a ball, and even more, maybe that ball is rolling around in your hand. So give that a little more of a, something like this instead of just a static closed fist. These little finesses can really sell a vanish, and I encourage you to think along those lines. But yeah, that's the put your thumb on it vanish, or the finger palm vanish. And if you want to go down a rabbit hole, go look at the Discovery of Witchcraft, literally the oldest book, and that's the oldest trick in the oldest book, the finger palm vanish. Now, as opposed to starting this vanish with the ball in a finger palm kind of position, you might find it more deceptive to start at the fingertips and then roll the ball into that finger palm as you go to place it into the hand. With the right timing, you can even get a little persistence of vision of that ball going into the hand, and that's a technique worth your consideration. Now, along similar lines, I'll often employ the drop vanish, starting the ball, let me get this other camera for this one here, starting the ball in this placement and kind of dropping the ball into the other hand. This is really a technique I've used a lot through the years, and this is the drop vanish, and you can probably guess it is what it sounds like. I'm dropping this ball, here's a good view for that. I'm dropping this ball just into finger palm, holding it between the first finger and thumb, dropping the ball into a finger palm. And again, our finesse is important here. The hand is below it to receive the ball. As it does so, that hand falls and breaks at the wrist as we make that bulbous fist I was talking about. We're going to add the roll here. It's all of these things together that will create a nice impression that you're actually doing what you or implying you are. Even more so if you have that wand to grab after the vanish, and that's a good one for your toolkit, the drop vanish. Now, once you get comfortable with the drop vanish, you can employ a cup to create the illusion that you place the ball beneath the cup and then a moment later reveal that it has vanished from there. To do that, just follow the ball vanish, the drop vanish. Follow that up by placing the cup over where the ball should be and then dragging it off the fingertips onto the table. We're doing a simulated placement of the ball going under the cup, but indeed we're just executing the drop vanish mechanics. And you'll find this little action can be quite helpful in a cups and balls routine. Now, another way to do a false placement of a cup beneath a ball, and this one might even be preferred, is this scoop kind of technique where you just pretend to place the ball beneath the cup and turn the cup over on top of it. This action is just placing a ball into finger palm as the fingers go beneath the cup. So I'm holding the ball here at my fingertips as the ball goes under the cup. Here we are again, this is a good shot. As the ball goes under the cup, it just scoops into finger palm. So it's from here to here, and that action is as I tip the cup to go underneath it, and then the lid of the cup falls down. You combine those two actions together, and it looks like you put the ball under the cup. That is the ball under the cup deception. I don't know if it has a name, but it does now. I've been using this wand to conceal the finger palm, but you can also actively use the wand as a modus operandi to effect a vanish. And this technique I learned from David Williamson and his gold cups routine. And hey, speaking of David Williamson, here's a gem from him, the striking vanish. This is a great way to employ the wand, just striking the ball, and it appears to disappear right at the tips. Hey, if you're interested in either of those techniques, go look up David Williamson. Sleight School is a good place to get started. His book, Williamson's Wonders, is a wonderful resource for these cups and balls techniques, and you can't go wrong with David Williamson. Go check him out. Now, another cool vanish that uses a wand, and I'll have to use this wooden one. This is silicone, and it's a little bit sticky. It might hang up on this vanish where you apparently push the wand through your hand, and as you do so, the ball disappears from the closed fist. This is another vanish that's not in my active repertoire, but it is a good one, and it's executed as the hand goes beneath the fist to grab the other end of the wand. The ball is released into the other hand as the hand takes the wand out of the other side of the fist. Again, we're creating the illusion that we stick the wand through the ball, but as this hand goes to grab the other end of the wand, we're going to drop that ball into the other hand secretly, and combined together, this should create the illusion that the ball vanishes as the wand is pushed through the fist. I want you to give that some practice and make it look better than I just did. Hey, let's say we end this thing with the classic Vernon wand spin. This is waving the wand over the closed hand that holds the ball, and as you do so, the ball appears to disappear. This is Vernon's wand spin, inspired by a silent Mora technique. And the concept of the wand spin is as we spin the wand and the hand moves above to below the hand, we're going to secretly drop the ball into the waiting hand below. To learn this vanish, you will need to learn the wand spin. This is done by holding the wand between the tips of your fingers, and as the hand rotates at the wrist, the wand simulates a spin between them. And as you do this action, the wand will move from above the fist to below the fist. And as you do that, that ball is secretly released from the closed fist into the awaiting hand as the wand makes its journey. I have spent other time on this platform explaining the Vernon wand vanish. I'd encourage you to go search for those lessons, but I hope that little tidbit there gives you an overview of how to do this classic and deceptive technique. All right, and I've got one more for you, and boy, this one is esoteric in that it does not use the wand. It doesn't even use the hands or any palm at all. Only uses the two cups, and the ball appears to vanish as I tap them together, it dematerializes completely. Probably be best if I had the third cup in play to make the ball reappear beneath it, but this is does this thing even have a name? Who created this thing? I don't even remember. Hey, if you can tell me who created this Vanish, you get bonus points. Leave a comment and I'll thank you later. This is probably what you think it is, as the two cups are smashed together with the ball between them. The cup on one of the sides, I'm using the right side here, is lifted gently. It's about a half the size of the ball is all you need it to be, and then this cup will knock the ball beneath it as you tap the two cups together. So it's under here now. I follow this action up with a finger palm pickup. So as I pick up the cups, this right little pinky goes underneath to scoop the ball up as I lift the cups, and then I stack them together with that ball in between them. There you go, that's Vanish number 10 in our dissertation of spherical dematerialization. Hey, I hope you found some useful information, a thing or two to sit well in your toolkit. I'll leave you to go practice. I'm going to practice this stick the wand Vanish. Needs work. I'll see you guys on the next video. It's going to be ciao for now.